It took a long time for James Sharpe to tell his story.
It was too vivid in my mind all these years, you know. When you see hundreds of bodies, it takes a toll on you.
Curtis Lips was the first person to convince Mr. Sharpe to talk about his service.
And I at one time wrote stories for a local newspaper about World War II veterans. And I approached him to write his, and he declined. I bugged him for about 3 years, and he'd tell me a little bit when we were talking.
The more they talked about the war, the more Curtis learned about Mr. Sharpe.
I was on D-Day.
Sharpe was on the third wave of troops to hit Omaha Beach.
So I was lucky going in when I did, because there's a bunch of bodies there on the left right there.
He turned 20 years old at Hurtgen Forest.
It was past zero majority of the time there for weeks.
You know who Ambrose is, the historian?
Yes, Stephen Ambrose. Yeah.
He said it was criminal all the way up to Eisenhower for what they did to the boys, what they put into that.
He also fought in the Battle of Schmidt and the Battle of the Bulge.
He should not have survived. No human being should have survived what he did.
Curtis wrote his story about Mr. Sharpe in 2008, then reconnected with him a few months ago when Curtis's son found Mr. Sharpe's ration book at a flea market in East Ridge.
It was issued to him in 1945, so he got it back 68 years later.
Sharpe came back to Dayton when he was 22 years old. He'll be 89 soon.
How often do you look at these pictures?
I hadn't looked at them in years.
World War II ended 68 years ago.
Of the guys that did make it home,
Yeah.
you still in contact with them? Or are they still around?
No. As far as I know, I'm the only one left in my crew.
Mr. Sharpe is still not sure how he was fortunate enough to return home safely.
Well, it's hard to believe. Going through it all, not get boogered up, crippled up, not stepping on a landmine. It's fantastic to do that much and not get crippled up.
He's very proud of his service, and he's proud of the flag he fought for.
Well, most of all, I'm an American. 125%. I love the American country. And I think everybody should that lives here.
When I asked Mr. Sharpe how difficult it was to live through all of that, to see all of those casualties, he told me, quote, "There were some people who had it a little bit worse than I did."